Alright guys, so this is the intro. Before we get too deep into the video, this video has been a long time. Not even this video, but this channel has been a long time coming. Long story short, I just had to get out of my head and do it. So we're gonna get into the video and I'm gonna explain to you why. So for starters, my name is Cassiana. I go by Cassie P. And I'm from Little Rock, Arkansas. Shout out to my city. Shout out to the 501. So long story short, a lot of people told me that I should have started a YouTube channel when I was in college. And I didn't start one because I just kind of felt like it was out of my league. It was out of my wheelhouse. And then when I graduated from college, I ended up getting a camera as a graduation gift from my family, and my camera just kind of sat there. I was gassed to get a camera, but I didn't even know what I was gonna do with it because I graduated with a BA in journalism. So that was the main reason that they got me a camera, was because I was a journalism major, and in school we always had to check out cameras and stuff, and I didn't have my own camera, so you kind of had to pick and choose what day you were going to check out a camera so that you had enough time and all that other stuff. So I ended up getting a camera. I ended up graduating from college in December of 2019. Well, then the pandemic hit right in 2020. So I was working as a PCT, or a patient care tech, and I had been working as a tech for a while. I started working as a tech when I was an undergrad. I was fresh in college, maybe my sophomore year, junior year, whatever. So technically that wasn't fresh, but anyways, you know what I'm trying to say. So became a tech, was working as a tech, and worked all throughout the pandemic. Travel nursing had always been a thing, but travel ally staff and being a travel healthcare professional in general wasn't widely as known. It was mainly nurses that were the big part of traveling. So when I first introduced the idea to my mom, she was no, but as an adult, it's kind of sometimes you think your parents know best. And it's not to say that she didn't know best, but it was something that I could have wholeheartedly done on my own. I just wasn't serious about it. So then last year I decided, I was you know what, let's figure out what everybody's talking about. Let's see what this money talking about. So I ended up getting a contract. My first contract was in Hudson, New York, which is upstate New York. I don't know if everybody know, but New York State is a thing outside of New York City or the metropolitan New York City area in general. So I ended up going to Hudson, New York, which was 2.5 hours away from the city, and it was an hour away from the capital, Albany, which is where I ended up getting an apartment for the next 3 months, because I spent 2 months living in a small town outside of Hudson. It was 15 minutes outside of Hudson. Then I ended up finding an apartment that I ended up falling in love with, and I moved to Albany, lived there for 3 months, and then my contract ended up coming to an end. So I went back home for 3 months, worked at my home hospital, and ended up getting an assignment in November. It was a short-term assignment in Pennsylvania. Got the short-term assignment while I was working in Pennsylvania. I stayed with family in Delaware, so I would go to Pennsylvania, work my 3 days, then go back to Delaware. Then I ended up getting a contract in New Jersey, so I was still commuting back and forth from Delaware to New Jersey. It was an hour 20 commute, which funny enough is not abnormal for people that live on the East Coast to commute those far distances to work. But it was new to me because my job at home was 15 minutes down the road. So after working in New Jersey until March, I ended up moving to New Jersey, but having a job in New York, in the city. And I basically drove from Newark to Manhattan, and then Newark to Queens, because I had 2 jobs. So I was driving to Queens, then driving to Manhattan, then driving back to Newark when I got off in the morning. And it was a tough commute, let me tell you. So after a while, I had been looking for an apartment for 3 months, but I couldn't find anything. Finally landed on something, and ended up moving to the borough of Queens. I've been living here maybe like 2 or 3 weeks. And I'm be honest with you, the commute is still crazy, but I'm grateful that I'm closer to my job. So that has been my journey in short so far. I just decided that I was kind of like trying to figure out where I wanted to land in life. And it's kind of hard to like go travel somewhere, be there for a few days and be like, oh, I think I want to live here. I won't necessarily say that New York is my final place, like my final destination. But as for right now, I think I'm okay. I'm okay with being here. So, the channel is about like more than me just living in New York, but that will be like the basis or like main location of like the activities that I do, the places that I visit. For the exception, like when I go home or when I go to Texas to visit my friends, go to Memphis to go visit family or whatever, or like travel other places in general. But like as of right now, New York is technically the home base. So this channel is for anybody that, you know, wants to travel, or like anybody that's thinking about moving away from home but they don't really know yet. I'll give as many tips and stories as I can to kind of help give you that extra push. If you've already moved, I'm proud of you. And for other people that have like moved from state to state, or from people that have moved from different countries to another country, or have moved from another country to the States, please, you know, give any tips that you can, any stories that you can, all the advice that you can, because most people, or not most people, we definitely need it. But go ahead and like, subscribe, comment, share, show your mama, your daddy, your sister. But in the meantime, in between time, I will holler at y'all later.